Ever since Gervonta Davis handed Isaac Cruz the first loss of his professional career back in 2021, something changed inside the Mexican pressure machine known as Pitbull Cruz. Most fighters walk away from defeat searching for excuses, confidence, or distance from the memory. Cruz did the opposite. He treated that loss like fuel poured directly onto a fire. Instead of shrinking after going 12 brutal rounds with one of boxing's most feared knockout artists, Cruz emerged more dangerous, more relentless, and more obsessed than ever with earning another shot at the man who narrowly escaped him the first time. Every punch since then has carried the same message. He is coming back for Tank Davis. The boxing world quickly realized that Cruz was not interested in rebuilding slowly. He wanted destruction. He wanted statements. He wanted opponents to feel the pressure from the opening bell and understand immediately that surviving him was almost as difficult as beating him. That mentality became terrifyingly clear in April 2022 when Cruz stepped into AT&T Stadium to face veteran Cuban legend Yuriorkis Gamboa. The fight was heavily criticized before it even began. Gamboa was 40 years old, a former Olympic gold medalist and world champion whose glory days were fading into memory, while Cruz was a young wrecking ball entering his physical prime. Critics called it a mismatch. Some even believed Gamboa had been sacrificed to build Cruz into a bigger star after the Tank Davis loss. But inside the ring, sympathy disappears quickly when punches start landing. From the very first round, Cruz fought like a man trying to erase frustration through violence. He stormed forward with no hesitation, hammering Gamboa with overhand rights and left hooks that instantly shook the veteran's legs. The crowd erupted as Gamboa stumbled backward, desperately trying to hold and survive while Cruz chased him with the energy of a predator smelling blood in the water. Every combination looked vicious. Every body shot sounded like it belonged in a heavyweight fight. Cruz wasn't simply trying to win rounds. He was trying to overwhelm another human being through sheer pressure. And somehow, despite being rocked repeatedly, Gamboa refused to collapse completely. The Cuban veteran showed flashes of his old warrior spirit, firing back in moments, trading punches in chaotic exchanges, and somehow making it through rounds that looked impossible to survive. But survival came at a brutal cost. By the middle rounds, Gamboa's face had started swelling badly under the non-stop assault. Cruz kept marching forward, throwing punches with frightening intensity, attacking the body, cutting off the ring, and refusing to allow even a second of comfort. The commentators began questioning whether the fight should continue at all. It stopped feeling competitive and started feeling painful to watch. Yet Cruz never slowed down. He kept swinging with bad intentions, determined to send a message to the entire lightweight division that the man who had pushed Tank Davis harder than expected was evolving into something even more dangerous. Eventually, after another devastating knockdown and relentless punishment, Gamboa's corner refused to let him continue. Cruz walked away with another victory, another belt, and another reminder to the boxing world that he was still hunting for the top. But if the Gamboa fight was about brutality, the showdown with Rolando Romero was personal. Romero had spent the build-up mocking Cruz relentlessly, comparing the Pitbull nickname to smaller dogs and dismissing him publicly as an easy fight. The trash talk only intensified because both men had previously been linked to potential fights with Ryan Garcia, and accusations of betrayal and backroom politics floated around the promotion. Romero entered the ring loud, arrogant, and convinced his size and power at 140 pounds would overwhelm Cruz. Many fans wondered if Cruz was finally stepping too far outside his limits by moving up in weight against a naturally bigger puncher. What followed became one of the defining performances of his career. From the opening bell, Cruz looked completely unfazed by Romero's size. He stalked him patiently, slipping punches, attacking the body with brutal hooks, and slowly breaking down the taller champion. Romero tried to keep him at range, but Cruz's pressure never stopped. He moved forward with the same compact aggression that had become his trademark, constantly forcing exchanges and punishing the body every chance he got. Round after round, Romero's confidence began fading. The flashy talk before the fight suddenly looked hollow against the reality standing in front of him. Cruz absorbed punches, walked through danger, and kept advancing with cold determination. By the later rounds, Romero was in survival mode, backing away while Cruz unloaded combinations that sent the crowd into chaos. Eventually, the punishment became too much. Cruz battered Romero into submission and captured the WBA super lightweight title, silencing every insult with fists instead of words. That victory transformed Cruz into more than just an exciting contender. He became a world champion in a second weight class and one of the most dangerous action fighters in boxing. Yet, even with another belt around his waist, the obsession remained unfinished. Tank Davis still lingered in the background like an unanswered question hanging over his career. Then came the fight with Omar Salcedo, a bout surrounded by chaos before the first punch was even thrown. Originally scheduled to face Angel Fierro in a massive rematch, Cruz suddenly found himself with a new opponent less than 24 hours before fight night after Fierro withdrew due to health issues. Salcedo stepped in on short notice, earning respect for accepting the challenge, but Cruz entered the ring visibly irritated by the disruption. That frustration showed immediately. This version of Cruz looked more controlled than reckless, stalking patiently behind a jab before exploding with violent hooks to the body and head. The pressure slowly broke Salcedo down over 10 punishing rounds. Cruz kept coming forward, landing heavy combinations and forcing the replacement opponent into survival mode by the championship rounds. Even though Salcedo managed to hear the final bell, the fight still served its purpose. Cruz added another title to his growing collection and continued building momentum toward the rematch he has wanted ever since December 2021. What makes Isaac Cruz dangerous isn't just his power or aggression. It's the mentality. He fights like someone carrying unfinished business into every ring he enters. Every opponent since Tank Davis has felt the consequences of that obsession. And now the question boxing fans keep asking grows louder with every performance. Has Pitbull Cruz improved enough to finally defeat Gervonta Davis if they meet again? Or would Tank once again prove why he remains one of boxing's most feared champions? One thing is certain. Isaac Cruz is no longer just the tough underdog who gave Davis a difficult night. He is now a champion, a pressure-fighting nightmare, and one of the most entertaining warriors in modern boxing. If you enjoyed this breakdown of Isaac Pitbull Cruz's relentless rise, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more boxing documentaries, fight breakdowns, and dramatic career stories from the biggest names in combat sports. And let us know in the comments, if Gervonta Davis and Isaac Cruz finally meet again, who walks out victorious the second time around.